Electricity is back on for most Texas residents, but the winter blast has now left millions with unprecedented storm damage. Massive electricity bills, broken water pipes, and flooding is expected to cause huge insurance claims and could leave many in financial turmoil. Janet Shamlian has more from Houston.
I thought, oh God, not again. I can't do this again.
Tabitha Charlton was playing cards with her twin daughters last week when she heard a pipe burst.
And my ceiling just caved in their bedroom. I don't know what to do.
There was just water shooting out of the ceiling, just shooting down on everything.
Now the song and dance with her insurance company, a process she's all too familiar with. Charlton's home also flooded during 2017's Hurricane Harvey. Those claims settled just 12 days ago.
When this happened, I walked out my front door and I fell to my knees and I sobbed. Dealing with the insurance company is a nightmare. It is a nightmare. I can deal with the damage. That could be fixed. But another 3.5-year battle with the insurance company, I don't have it in me.
The price tag for this storm could surpass Harvey's $19 billion in insurance losses. The problem many Texans are now facing, getting estimates for their damage. And there's no standardization across insurance policies. The Texas Department of Insurance suggests filing your claims as soon as possible, taking photos of damage, and waiting to make permanent repairs until speaking with the insurance company. Otherwise, they may not pay.
How do you put a price tag on what I've spent and my time?
As for Charlton, she says she agreed to receive less than half of the more than $300,000 she spent in Harvey repairs. And she still hasn't received a check.
I was so close. And now it's all over again.
You won't leave.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I honestly don't. We just want our home to be our home and not have to walk through the house. And every time we see something, it's a reminder of years of grief and trauma and fighting.
Tabitha Charlton's house is unlivable for the second time in 3.5 years. She and her twin daughters are staying with a neighbor, at least for now. Now, in terms of President Biden's disaster declaration for Texas, or at least 77 counties in Texas, that will free up some funding, and it will be grants intended for home repair and temporary housing. But, Anne Marie, the problem is at this point, homeowners don't know how much they can expect to get. Meanwhile, they are counting the losses. It's a very challenging situation, especially in communities that have suffered from Harvey.
Yeah, you know, you're talking about Harvey. I was watching your story and having flashbacks of Superstorm Sandy, where a lot of homeowners, you know, fought for years with insurance companies. And, you know, insurance companies would say, well, this damage is caused by wind and you're not covered for wind, or this is caused by flooding and you don't have flood insurance. And it was just a constant battle for many. The Insurance Council of Texas is asking residents to be patient. But, you know, your story shows just how long it can take to get any sort of resolution. How are people responding?
So the flip side of the Insurance Council saying be patient is Tabitha Charlton, because what she says is that these insurance companies want to wear you down. You know, they keep you on the hook for so long. Year one passes, year two passes, and at this point, you just want to get some cash flow going. She says she spent $300,000 in repairs, and she settled 12 days ago. Just a few days before this winter storm, she settled for about half of what she spent. So be patient, Anne Marie, kind of can cut both ways.
Exactly, because, you know, it's not just the financial toll. I think more than anything, it's sort of the emotional toll. It's just so grinding. You want your home to be a place of peace. And, you know, when you go back and it's still a disaster zone day after day, you just want to get it done. Give me a sort of snapshot of where things are, you know, where you are right now, because we see kind of all these, you know, we see different stories, lots of video, but what's happening?
Well, let me give you a little more perspective about what you said. I think it's a very important point, and that is the emotional toll. So Tabitha has 7-year-old twin daughters. They don't want to go back to the house. I mean, that is your sanctuary, right? And they are frightened, so they don't want to go back to the house. But in terms of what's happening here in Houston, which is, you know, where I live and have lived for many years, I think it's a little bit of shell shock what's going on here. The grocery store shelves are still largely empty. I will say most people have power now, and most people have water, if not full strength water. And Houston lifted its boil water order last night. So while that all sounds good, I think that we are kind of just just emerging from this fog that was the winter storm of last week, Anne-Marie.
Oh man, oh man. I mean, it looks great where you are. I just feel for the people of Texas. Janet, thank you so much.
Thank you.